Just saying, it's a crazy time. You can't afford not to like black people. You don't like black people enough, you could become one yourself. I'm not the only black man with a bunch of mug shots.
By yourself.
ESPN confirming to NBC it's cutting ties with its NFL commentator Shannon Sharpe. The move coming after Sharpe, of course, the Hall of Fame tight end, settled a lawsuit accusing him of sexual assault and battery.
Waited until Monday.
And Nevada claiming Sharpe was manipulative and eventually a Jane Doe, with the latest claims allegedly happening as recently as January. We got our hands on the filing, and we're going to break down everything.
To make him feel
yeah. After Shannon Sharpe was sacked by ESPN, Katt Williams took a harsh stance against him. And he's not being kind about it either. Katt is essentially stating that it's difficult to feel sorry for Shannon since he fell for the oldest trick in the book after all the unk advice he was dishing out. Just after Shannon reached a $50 million 0-cent settlement with OnlyFans model Gabriela Zuniga, ESPN made the decision to sever all connections with Shannon in case you missed it. The absurd thing is that Katt attempted to alert Shannon about this same situation. On Club Shay Shay, Katt sat across from Shannon and bluntly warned him that he may get caught up if he messed with white ladies.
I think white weekends.
The same thing was later expressed by Monique, who also provided Shannon some sound dating advice.
I love you.
Chose to disregard all of the warning indications and guidance. And now look at where he is. Scrambling, unemployed, and ashamed. He paid a large settlement to this model instead of playing it smart, was dragged through the news, and now ESPN cut him off. To be honest, any credible network would surely reconsider employing a man whose most prominent news item is now a settlement from a South African case. I told you so, Katt Williams is now saying. According to those close to Shannon, Katt doesn't feel sorry for him since Unk wasted it all by being foolish. Katt didn't warn Shannon about white women for no reason, according to one source. He saw the entire setup coming from a mile away and knew Shannon was playing around with this young OnlyFans model well before the lawsuit was filed. Katt was speaking directly to Shannon, but he gave the impression that he was discussing the Jonathan Majors matter.
Come on, man. But that's cause you fools on other networks, which we gonna become fools next year. We be working on that network. But Oklahoma City and the Cavs been balling for 6 months. He said the Lakers, first of all, the Lakers have had a great 2 weeks. He said the Lakers saved the NBA season. That's because them fools on the other network, which we're going to be working with next year, that's all they talk about.
And it just serves to demonstrate that even if Katt sometimes jokes, he never tells lies. Shannon, however, would not listen. It's also absurd that Shannon decided to pay the OnlyFans model millions of dollars in the hopes that the settlement would help him keep his job and put an end to the entire situation. Nevertheless, ESPN terminated him and pulled the plug. And that OnlyFans model, you guys? She left OnlyFans, however, within 24 hours after the settlement announcement. On Instagram, Gabriela shared the news, writing, "I've made the decision to leave OnlyFans today. I'm grateful for all of your amazing help over the last several years. I could never have dreamed of the life this community has given me. In addition to continuing to be active on social media, I'm working on a number of new projects that I'm excited to share. I'm really looking forward to this next phase." You guys, Shannon actually retired this person. She said that she had obtained generational money from a strange, reckless guy in his 50s. This isn't something you can make up. And this is the reason why no one is giving Shannon any leeway. It's not simply that this female played him. Additionally, this is the same man who said that he would not let his daughter's wedding expenses to exceed $30,000. 0 cents. Shannon's remarks were quickly criticized by fans, particularly when it was revealed in hacked texts that he acknowledged the OnlyFans model was paying him $25,000, 0 cents, for each cheat. Shannon lost what little respect he still had from people, according to someone on X, who stated, "It had to happen to show how hypocritical he is." He is now prepared to spend millions of dollars on an ex-employee, but just $30, 0 cents K on his own daughter's wedding. Another person added, "Shannon Sharpe has done a lot of bad things, but I particularly side-eyed the rural bumpkin after finding out that he was frugal with his daughter's wedding. That young white girl who thought you were a lick cost you more. How stupid was that? As if all of that weren't bad enough, ESPN formally severed all of its relations with Shannon a few days after he agreed to pay Gabriella millions of dollars to resolve the case. Furthermore, ESPN didn't even bother to issue a formal statement. When People magazine contacted ESPN for comment, they refused to discuss Shannon in any way. Regarding Shannon's response, he spoke out on the Nightcap podcast on July 30. He informed his listeners that he pleaded with ESPN to wait to announce his dismissal until after his elder brother, Sterling Sharpe, was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, even though he said that he was okay with the company's choice. Shannon acknowledged that his lawsuit and ESPN's decision to terminate him would overshadow Sterling's moment, so he felt compelled to apologize to his brother. However, it was evident that ESPN and Disney did not feel sorry for Shannon and disregarded his plea.
We give you guys for your support.
Podcast just like blew up, and he be having everybody and their mama on there. So we're gonna check this video out. I'll leave the link to the channel on Misty channel in the description. So we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
Is that for some reason people come to me and I don't look at them with judgy eyes. I have no predetermined notion or preconceived notions, and they open up to me. That's what they're upset about. Because if you look at a lot of these people that's been on other podcasts.
So Shannon Sharpe's podcast club, Shay Shay, has been blowing up ever since Katt Williams' interview. And he has had many explosive interviews this year alone. And let's just say that some folks in the industry are not loving this one bit. This is because the interviews have exposed many secrets about some of the industry's most popular and powerful people, including Diddy, Oprah, and Tyler Perry. It looks like Shannon is now dragging them for filth, exposing them for not only trying to cancel the show, but also trying to ruin his life for not taking down interviews after they asked him to. It looks like Shannon is now claiming that he also has more dirt on these people, and he's going to leak it if they don't back down. Y'all better get in the room, because Shannon is not here to play. Shannon Sharpe has had the world in a chokehold ever since he dropped his interview with Katt Williams at the start of the year. It was pure chaos, and that chaos has remained since that interview. And we have seen the dark side of the industry that we rarely get to see. With all the juicy secrets that he spilled, it's no surprise that some powerful people want the podcast shut down.
Kind of ripple. I didn't think it was gonna move me in the direction. I'm glad it did. I understand what comes along with that. But if you remember,
in the same interview, Shannon talked about all the crazy stuff he's been dealing with since Katt Williams' interview went viral earlier this year. He had a conversation with Cam Newton and shared why celebrities are comfortable enough to spill all their secrets on his podcast, and explained that before every interview, he makes it clear to his celebrity guests that they don't have to talk about certain topics if they don't want to, which makes them comfortable enough to tell their own story.
I said, is there anything that you don't want to talk about? I always ask the guests that. Sometimes they say, well, I would appreciate if we not talk about this. Right. Cool, no problem. Because I believe you can tell your story without saying something negative. But yes, I believe a person that's been in a business, that's been doing something 10, 15, 20, 30 years.
And you know what's even more bizarre about this situation? Before the litigation ended, Shannon was about to sign a huge $100 million 0 cents contract. All of his Shay Shay media programs, including Club Shay Shay, Nightcap with Chad Johnson, Club 520 Podcast, The Bubba Dub Show, and Humble Baddies, were being discussed for a podcast agreement. Indeed, on April 18, 3 days before to Gabriella's case being dismissed, Front Office Sports revealed that Shannon was anticipated to sign a contract worth more than $100 million. 0 cents. Shannon lost his job at ESPN and his prospects of working any place under the Disney umbrella, which includes ESPN, ABC, Hulu, and pretty much every major network you can imagine.
I'm not taking no job, and I know how, number one, the most important thing is how much I'm going to work. That's been my biggest gripe, to be honest with you. Like, well, how much am I going to work? I mean, the notion that I'm going to work more as I get older, that's just not going to happen. I've been telling y'all that for 2 months. Hey, ESPN, I love you guys. Don't try to make Anthony Edwards the face of the NBA. The face of the NBA is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Joker, and Giannis. You can't give it to people. They have to take it.
Ain't nobody, they can't fire me. I make too much money to get fired. So they can't fire me. And first of all, they fire me. They got to pay me for 7 years, and I'm going to quit way before then. But they want to fire me. I would love for them to do that.
Let me tell y'all something.
Tell me something.
And first of all, I want all the smoke. I don't whistle when I walk by the graveyard or anything like that.
I don't whistle when I walk by the graveyard.
Right.
I like that.
Hey, man.
I'm stealing that one.
The Lakers are doing great.
Come on, man.
In all sincerity, I'm extremely embarrassed that a very, very private, intimate situation, the audio can be heard.
Been telling y'all that for 2 months. Hey, ESPN, I love you guys. Don't try to make Anthony Edwards the face of the NBA. The face of the NBA is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Joker, and Giannis. You can't give it to people. They have to take it.
In addition to the fact that the agreement is no longer on the table, and it's almost hard to go back into those circles after getting that type of public stain, particularly one this nasty. All those endeavors that were meant to turn Shannon become a podcast tycoon? The once Shannon made the decision to play pranks on a white girl who was 19 years old, that ship set sail. This leads us back to the statement made by Katt Williams. Nobody feels sorry for Shannon since he squandered everything by making poor decisions while he had all the opportunity and power. But tell me what you think about all of this. Was he solely responsible for Shannon's demise? Was it wise for ESPN to sever his connection with him so quickly? What do you think of Shannon agreeing to settle the case by paying that OnlyFans model millions of dollars while putting his own daughter on a tight budget? I'll see you in the next video. Please share your ideas in the comment section below.